Looking for the right answers to hard and sometimes confusing global events? Look no further. SSM's team brings unique perspectives from across the globe. Our in-depth independent reporting is to make you better understand the world as we evolve. In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and at Home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa.
Hello, great people around the world. Good day to you. It's 12 p.m. here in Milan, Italy. George is here. You're welcome to another edition of our Friday news updates, global international updates. BD is also here from Lagos, Nigeria. George, how are you? Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. I know it's afternoon there. It's morning here, 7 a.m. in the morning. And good morning, BD. Good morning, Mark Godwin, and viewers from around the world. Welcome to our global international news.
BD, you are looking stunning.
Yeah.
Thank
you so much. Again. Good morning. Same here. Good morning, Massive Mike. Good morning, Sir George. Nice to see you guys again. Our viewers all around the world. Nice to have you again today. Let's do it like always.
Let's do it like always, BD. Thank you for coming. George, BD, new group of servicemen have been sworn in. Yesterday, we saw our president swearing the new confirmed service chiefs. He decorated them with new ranks. He charged them to strengthen the national security. Let's talk about this. Let me come with BD that's on Graham. BD, new service chiefs. Now, what happened? Yeah. The old service chiefs were taken off. What would have happened?
Yeah, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Yeah, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu last week changed the new service chiefs with the rumor. I will tell it rumor of coup attempts. They said there was a coup attempt, so they were changed. And you know, a lot of Nigerians have been saying, "Are you sure there is actually a coup, or the president is actually afraid of something that might be happening, so he don't trust the loyalty of the 7 chiefs presently? So he needed the people that he will actually trust with his position as the president of Nigeria presently. So he changed them. But just yesterday, there is a list that was released, list of names that actually got involved in the coup attempted. So that's what we are presently dealing with. And in that list, they have people mainly from the northern part of Nigeria and from the southwest who were in that list. Funny enough, no Igbo man is actually in that list. So that's actually the situation now. Nigerians were doubting it, that he just needed people who are dead loyal to him, but they just released the list. So we don't even know what to believe again. But you know, this president's administration, they can do anything. They don't even know what to believe about them. So that's the situation on ground now in Nigeria.
Okay. Thank you. We were here last week when we had all of those things. They said, meanwhile, these new men have been decorated with new rank. That's what matters. But we had all of that rumor, and now we're even hearing that some governors, ex-governor, the former governor of Bayelsa State, former governor of Bayelsa State, and even the NDDC boss have all been indicted. They're all been apprehended. George, tell us what's behind these new service chiefs.
Well, you know, from this side of the world, we had that President Tinubu decorated Nigerian new service chiefs at the presidential villa, alongside the Vice President Kashim Shettima and officer spouses. Event comes just a week after a major military reshuffle and aimed at strengthening the national security. That's what was said.
Okay.
The president urged the newly decorated chiefs to take firm action against insurgency and banditry as the government works to inject fresh direction into the nation's defense system. So the question we have to ask ourselves, all these things is working amidst, whispers of unrest. The president decorates new chiefs, swapping epaulets to break old loyalties and forge new, fresh command. So the
Mhm.
nation's security hanging in the balance. He charges them to crush insurgency and banditry, resulting,
Mhm.
where their predecessors failed. But that is not the main reason why. Because when you think about the secrecy of what's happening right now, with these
Mhm.
new names that came out, with the former
Mhm.
governor of Bayelsa State being involved. Actually, he came out and
Mhm.
said, that all this stuff is nothing but a sham news, that it is not real, that even he actually rejected the idea that they went to his house and then, to shake, to ransack his house, that he rejected it. So anyway, we're here. We don't know what the truth is, because the secrecy behind the whole entire thing and the reason why they reshuffled the government, the main reason we don't know. It's all rumor
Don't know.
that there was a coup attempt. Whether this is real or not, until the government says so, it's all allegations. Until the government comes out and give us a statement, we don't know what is what. So everybody's hanging
Okay,
in the balance between.
George, if they are picking up people, for example, the managing director of the Niger Delta Development has been picked, BD, that's Samuel Obako, and we talk of the ex-governor of Bayelsa State, and also some soldiers. Now, some of the list of the soldiers that was given out, I know two of the boys there. I know them. So they can't be bringing out all of these names and all of these lists, and they say we don't know. It's all a rumor. I mean, you can't throw my name out to something if it's a rumor. I mean, who
You
does
see,
that?
the fact of the matter is,
Mhm.
until the government itself comes out and say,
But John, you know that our government don't give informations
but
accurately.
that's the
We don't
problem
know
there.
this.
That is the problem.
That's the problem there.
Because
Because
now
uh-huh,
the major issue
yeah,
is,
right, uh-huh,
as long as the government, you know, keeps quiet,
uh-huh,
everything else is speculation. True or not,
mhm,
it's still speculation until they come out and tell
yes,
us exactly what happened, the reason why they're picking up all this info. We all know that there is no smoke without fire, that something must have happened that is bringing about all of this. This is everybody's suspicion. But until the government himself comes out and tells us what is happening, then it's all, we are hanging between whether or not. So, because,
whether or
okay,
not.
yeah, because think about it, the government ought to come out and say, okay, this is the reason why we are doing what we are doing. What is the secrecy all about? Tell us if there
What?
was an coup
Yes.
attempt. Let us know.
Mhm.
And let us know when you're picking up all these people, this is the reason we are picking them up, and they're going to be charged for certain things. But you keep it secret, people will continue to speculate. So that's what it
Mm-hmm.
is.
And it's not good. You and I and George, all media people. Last time I was giving it as a tip. Let me say this here also for our viewers. Viewers, you're tuned in to Friday International Update SSM. As a tip to the media, to the media department of federal government, it's wise to have these briefings regularly. I mean, you can't keep the populace, the people you're leading in the dark. You see, this is what they've done to many Nigerians. The leadership in Nigeria is like it's absolute power that corrupts. Yes, sorry, I'm coming, Billy. So now the regular briefing helps. Even if you're coming to lie, even if you're coming to say something that is not true about the government at that point in time, it's good to always brief the masses, keep the people briefed up on their heels with information. So we have all fake news. This is the only way to reduce the fake news. BD, go ahead. Thank you. Go ahead,
One
BD.
thing you should understand about this, one thing you should understand about this administration, there are one
Mm-hmm.
administration that acts before they reason. They just act
Okay.
on impromptu. They don't reason, they don't consider things, they don't put things, check things, they don't do check and balance before they speak. Most times, if you have seen the things they do, they speak before they check. Now, when this thing happened last week, the federal government on Saturday last week, through the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, in an interview, said that the federal government believed the defense minister. Do you understand that they believe them, that they are standing with him, that this Q thing is a fake news? That was what they said. The same federal government, as we speak now, the same federal government have identified 16 military officers alleged to have connection with this coup.
George, can you beat that, George?
Did you see?
Can you beat that, George? Can you beat that?
Now,
yes.
Initially they said it's a fake. Now they have identified 16 personnel that they said are involved in this coup. So who are we believing? What are we saying? So
okay,
it looks like a government that are a bit confused. A government that don't do the due diligence. They just come out and they speak. Yeah.
Question I need to ask. Was there anybody from the government who came out and combated what Idris said? Anybody from the federal government? Anybody from Bola Ahmed's cabinet who came out and said, "Oh, Idris, what you said last week was not true. That there is no coup at that is fake news." Anybody has no question? I'm just asking because the news. Okay, listen to this. So the reason why I'm asking you is because the news leaked through Sahara Reporters and the Punch News. That's where it was leaked from. But there is no federal agency or federal government personnel or any of the cabinet members of the Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration who came out to combat what Idris said. So the news is still out there that Sahara Reporters are saying, "Oh, there's a coup attempt." Punch News is still saying there's a coup attempt. Idris said there is fake news, but nobody has said anything. But we see what is going on. So what we know is this: as long as we know, with all the things that are going on, as secret as they might be, we know what is going on. So the bottom line is, until there is an official report from the federal government, we're still hanging. I just wanted to know if anybody from the cabinet would ever come out and say, "Oh, yeah, there is a coup attempt." We know what happened. We know. But the reason is, why is
yes. That's why I said what I said earlier, that the briefings are important, and we should do more to do briefings.
Who is Muhammad Idris? Who is he?
Yeah, you tell us now.
I am asking you, Sir George, who is he?
No, you told us that Mohammed Idris came and said that the news was fake. Is
it not federal government's official?
Well, he said it's fake. Has anybody come out to combat what he said?
Did anybody repeated it?
Yeah, anybody from the federal government.
That's what I'm saying. They are completely. They initially said it's fake. Now they initially said it's fake. Now they are identifying people
as
who
far
are
as the government is concerned. As far as the government is concerned, they're still standing with what Idris said, that is fake news. But they are doing what they are doing. So they haven't told us the reason why they.
That's what BD is trying to prove. That if they say it's fake, why are they going around arresting people, apprehending people, indicting people?
I know
that's what we're saying.
That's the reason.
All right, we have a viewer here, Ife Gene. Amaka is saying that, sorry. Ifunanya Amaka is saying that Nigeria has to sit up. Nigeria has to sit up. Yes, Ifunanya. That's very true. We need to sit up in everything. Information giving, ease of governance, the way we do our governance, and all of this. We need to sit up. Thank you. All right, gentlemen. Let's hope that one day they will tell us what has happened and why the sudden change in the service chiefs. Anyway, the service chiefs have been sworn in and confirmed and decorated also with their new ranks. So let's move on, man. BD, before we go into other major stories, there is a story that is buzzing in Nigeria. But it's a little bit sectional. I want us to put it also here so that we can deal on it. There's a story of the young girl doing an advert for a company. I don't know that company. Maybe you know those companies. Now that company did a little bit of bigotry slurs, and tell us, BD.
Yeah, it's Buku Mats is Buku Supermarket. Is one of the supermarket that just started after the 2023 general election and is spreading fast across the nation. And the rumor has it that it's been owned by our presidents, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, First Lady Senator Oluremi Tinubu, and Femi Gbajabiamila. They are actually the real owner of this mats. So, and it's one of the supermarkets that Nigerians have actually welcomed. They patronize them due to their slightly reduced prices of things, how they sell things. They are everywhere. Buku is everywhere. So recently they did an ad. An ad read that in Buku supermarkets you can buy Gary cheap without Omo Igbo cheating you. Do you understand? So
yes.
Now the supermarkets, it's not just any supermarket, it's not a roadside supermarket, it is a well professional supermarket. And you and I, being a media people, we know what goes on for ads to come out. It's not, like I said, it's not a roadside supermarket, it's not just an ordinary supermarket. They would have written that ad, have been previewed, go through some sectors, then they took a camera and went out, they produced it, they previewed it, they edited it, and they posted that ad on their professional page. And it was trending before it got the attention of people who decided to take it up. How could you come up with such bigotry statements against a tribe, calling them cheats just because you want to sell? Now you decided to bring down a tribe down. So that's actually what is happening.
Now, before we go on, George, it's wise we see the ad. So studio is trying to bring up these ads. We won't condone. Okay, let's see the ad first. Not that one, sorry. Okay, so before we go on, George, we all know that lately one side of our country, one region has been going through a lot in all of this. I mean, this bigotry, this tribal, and of this. George, how is it? Have you ever seen an ad in where you are that targets a tribe and damages their reputation?
I want to see the ad, because this is not it's not I want to see the ad before I can make any comments.
Okay.
I don't know where the ad. I don't know where this is not in our list of news.
Yeah. Because it's been trending actually for some time now. Okay,
I used to think that shopping stress was also part of adults. If you're not arguing with somebody over 200 or sweating like your life depends on it, you're not doing it right. But I don't want to do that
because
again.
I'm just a girl.
One random day, I walked into book and I was like, wait, this can be real. Is sold for 250 here, but 27 at the market. Jollof is sold for 200 at Boku, but 250 at the market. So even I can get beans and Gary Jebu at Boku without any Omoibo cheating me. I started questioning my reality when I found out that power oil is still in at but it's 4.5 at the market. Pad is being sold for as low as 1,750. Go on and on and on. I think I can speak for all girls when I say it's so relaxing to shop without somebody pulling from left and right. Shout my color. And nothing beats a jet holiday than buying bread fresh from the bakery. Condition to think that comfort is expensive, but it doesn't really have to be.
Yeah, let's not go too much. Well, you had it there. She used the word, I can buy this without the Omo Igbo cheating me. So I don't think you do ads around like that. You don't do ad to damage somebody's own credibility or image. George, go ahead.
I just directly to President Ahmed Tinubu. You are the president of Nigerians, not the president of Yoruba, not the president of Oduduwa Republic. When things like this are happening, man up, come out openly and condemn this type of nonsense, because this is the part of the problem we are going through right now. When a tribe is against another tribe, we see what is going on in Lagos, where they're destroying a lot of properties that belong to Igbos. It's almost like there is an arrow targeted among Igbo people at their backs, and these things are happening every day. You have not come out one time to stand up as a man and say, I condemn such a thing and let it not happen again. Because if you continue to do this, we don't know what happened behind the scenes about the coup attempt, but these are the things that are fueling what is happening in Nigeria. You want to be the president of Nigeria? Be the president of Nigeria, sir. With all due respect, man up and stand up. Speak against such things. It's condemnable and it's unacceptable and it's intolerable. Thank you.
Okay, George. Thank you. All right, gentlemen. Let's look a little into some of the other things. That will take a break. For BD, they said the federal government has released a chunk of money to clear university salaries. I think that will end all the strikes and all of these things that has been happening. That's you talking. Is that true? 2.3 billion naira has been given to universities, and it is in plans to reaffirm commitment to the House to dialogue. Tell us, is that correct, Didi? Okay, Bidi,
sorry, I didn't get your question. Your voice was cracked.
Okay, yeah, I think it's coming from your end. Hey, George, you have that story. Is that correct?
The federal government has released 2.3 billion to clear the salary and promotions of arrears owed, to the university lecturers, and that is if this is true, oh my God, we are so behind. Education Minister Tunji Alausa says the move shows President Tinubu's commitment to resolving long-standing issue with ASU and other unions. Now, the government also plans to mainstream and academic allowances into salaries from 2026 for more predictable payments. However, some lecturers say their October salaries are still unpaid, raising concerns about the implementation. Now, the question you have to ask yourself is this: the House, the federal, the Senate, and the House, they are earning their money. But yet, these people that are training our students are being owed. We remember through, in the last government, in the last administration, under under Buhari, many lecturers died because they did not get their money. You see, what is happening in Nigeria, sectionally, they are, just messing up a lot of lives. How can you allow somebody to come to school, teach in school, and then don't even pay them their money? And then tomorrow, when they take bribes from students in order to feed their families, you come against them and put them in prison. You are the one that is fueling all the corruption and all the mess that is going on. Why can't people go to work and get paid, for goodness sake? Where is the money? Why are they housing this money in the banks and earning interest for maybe sometimes 6 months or 1 year before they pay? That's exactly what is going on. They are taking the money. The money is being released by the federal government most of the time, but they take that money and put it in the banks to earn interest, billions, and then before they release it, the federal government needs to go back and make sure that every single delay in paying money that has been released from the federal government, they will find out the people that are in charge and then put them to order and bring them to justice. This is so deplorable and it's unacceptable. We shouldn't be allowing things like this to happen in a country like Nigeria.
All right, George. BD, yes, thank you, George. Very sad. Ifunanya Amaka is still with us. Ifunanya says, having suffered enough in this country, why can't you do a president people change? President people change. Wow. Ifunanya, the change is in Nigerian hand. 2027, you guys everybody needs to stand up and make the right choice. We're not going to tell people who to choose. We're not partisan here, but I mean, we can all see what's happening in Nigeria. So 2027, when we go into those ballot box, when we go into the electoral offices, let's make that change. Let's make the change. Bidding. So ASU will not have problems. Is that so? 2.2 billion has been paid to ASU to clear all the facts.
Says who? Says who? I grew up witnessing ASU strike. Even I'm getting old now. ASU strike is still there. It's a government thing. It's a system thing. As long as Nigerian government have refused to do things right, ASU strike will continue to be. Like Sir George said, I've said this time without number. We live in a country where we enable bad character, we enable evil character. Our society is a society where it is easy to get things done in a wrong way than to get things done in the right way. When you refuse to pay the teachers, when you refuse to, appreciate them for a job well done, what you're telling them is to look for another way to survive. And that's exactly why we have problem in our institutions today. Do you understand? So ASU strike is not stopping anytime soon until we've gotten that leader in this country, that president in this country, that will say, I want things to be done right in this country. Education is the first thing in this country, because why we are having problem in this part of the world is because our minds are corrupt. We don't have a good mindset. Do you understand? Until we start having a good mindset, until we start reasoning well, doing things well, it will never stop. So it depends on the leader of the country, the leader of the state, the president says it all. And if we keep getting the wrong people, as we'll keep having problems. That's just it.
Yeah. Strong words there from BD. BD, thank you. Let me just say this as a point of news updates. I know you're not there. Now we're getting information that Tanzania. The problem in Africa is not only Nigeria, gentlemen. All parts of Africa is in turmoil. Now we're getting this update coming in that Tanzania has entered its third day of heavy protest, and that's because of that election that was disputed. So Tanzania is going through problems too. Cameroon, like you all know, we're coming to talk about Cameroon. Cameroon is having its own BD. I know you're following that update with Cameroon. So it's all of Africa, and we don't know when all of this will stop. George, when will Africa be at? Go ahead, BD. Go ahead.
I say Africa will never be at peace until the young African stand up to unite to do the right thing. There's nothing like democracy in Africa. If you look around the world, Africa is only where you will find a man ruling a country for 10, 20, 30, over 30 years. It's only in Africa you can find that.
What about Russia?
A democracy
What about
system
Russia?
of government. There's nothing like a democracy system of government.
What
And that's
about
one
Russia?
of the things you're seeing in Nigeria. We are really, do you understand?
What about
Take
Russia?
Russia. How many? I know, Russia is one among the Western world. Give me another country, and I will give you
China
10
too.
states.
China too.
It's only Russia, and I'll give you 10 states, 10 countries in Africa.
China.
South Korea.
George, the African the African type is more.
Hold on, allow her.
You can count 20. You can count over 10 countries in Africa that has been holding their country down. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Now, it's Tanzania own. It's even a woman. I used to say women are the ones. If a woman wants to do something good, she will overdo good. If a woman wants to do something bad, she will overdo it. That's women. So exactly what is happening in Cameroon is what is happening in Tanzania. And more is still going to join. It shows you that there's nothing like democracy in Africa. I'm telling you, it is left for African young ones to come together, put their hands together, and agree. I'm telling you, that's the only way we can get it right. But if you keep looking away, if you keep waiting for that Messiah to come, I'm sorry, no Messiah is coming for you, Africa. You are the Messiah for yourself. It's only when you're ready to stand up and take your country, your continent back, nothing will happen.
Biddy. I respectfully disagree with you,
Yeah,
because democracy is democracy, whether in Africa,
it's
whether
okay.
in
It's
Russia,
okay.
whether in China, whether in India, whether any place. It is not perfect anywhere. It's not perfect in the United States of America. We have seen it happen. Okay. So one thing about it is this: Africa, Africa comes out in the news all the time because somebody like the president of Cameroon, who refuses to die and refuses to to go and rest, and then you see some of the things happening, and that's the reason why some of these francophone countries are rising up and saying thus far no further. But there is no place you can say that democracy is 100%. No place. There is always a little bit of corruption somewhere. But, but we need to improve what is happening in our continent as Africa. We need to improve it. If we have to embrace democracy, then let's refine it, let's polish it, and let's make it better. That's all I can say. But as for this,
Let's
it
find
happens all
it.
over the world. It happens all over the
Let's
world.
find it. Let's polish it.
Yeah,
Let's
you're
make it
right.
better. But to an
I
extent,
know
not
it
all
happens
over
all
the
just
world.
my concern is that
Most parts of Europe have their electoral system, their democratic system running very smooth.
You
Most
know the
parts of Europe,
reason?
so it's not
It's
all over the
easier.
world.
It's easier when you have a
Hmm.
parliamentary system. It's easier when you have a
Hmm.
parliamentary system. Where you
Hmm.
have most of
Hmm.
this corruption is where they are practicing what you call presidential executive system,
Hmm.
where
Okay,
all power is vested upon one individual. The
one
opposition
individual.
can only talk what they want and nothing happens. But in a parliamentary system where the government can be toppled when you start messing
Hmm.
up, it doesn't happen. You see things a little
Okay,
easier when it comes to
all right.
democratic process.
Anyway, Billy, let's take a break. Let's get a glass of water there. Our viewers, we tune into Friday edition of SSM International Update. Coming to talk about the royal home, the UK royal family, and all the playboy among them, and all they are doing behind curtains. So let's come back, gentlemen. Let's come back and we'll be able to see you. Thank you.
Looking for the right answers to hard and sometimes confusing global events? Look no further. SSM's team brings unique perspectives from across the globe. Our in-depth independent reporting is to make you better understand the world as we evolve.
A year ago, I wrote a book titled The Final Solution, and I was trying to say to the rest of the world that there are challenges ahead. Now, a prophecy did come, and that prophecy is coming to pass. But I'm telling you, the final solution has been found many years ago in the Bible, because the Bible simply says righteousness exalts a nation and sin is a reproach to the people. So I want you to know that you can get solutions to problems in Ukraine, in Russia, in Nigeria, indeed all parts of the world. We need that solution, and the solution is straightforward. Please get a copy of my book. It is the Final Solution by Bishop Schengen Johnson, and you can find it in Kindle, in Amazon. Just type Bishop Schengen Johnson, The Final Solution. It will come. It's very, very small book you can read within 2 hours, but it contains the final solution. Do get a copy. Not getting it is doing disservice to humanity. Don't forget the final solution.
Hi there, I'm Mary Keurig, and I am a businesswoman in the United States, but I'm also the Global Content Vice President for the Sub-Saharan Open University in Nigeria. I could not be prouder to work with Dr. Osita Anamika and his team on helping to create not just entrepreneurs and skill-based talent that will get out into the workforce and make a living for themselves, but also young leaders. And to that end, with this integrity-rich university environment that's accredited now, and it's just an amazing opportunity for anyone there of any age to jump on board and learn, we want to let you know about a new offering that we have. We have a global governance and diplomacy course now provided by a whole team of people that crosses several countries to put together these resources and lots of great information for those of you who might be on the path toward public service and diplomatic service, NGO leadership, that sort of thing. We hope that you will walk through this open door and enjoy.
In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and at Home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa.
Yes, welcome back. Welcome back to Friday edition of Global International News. BD, hope you're there. George, hope you're there. You're welcome back. Let's follow what's happening in UK, United Kingdom, Britain. One of the sons of the Queen, the late Queen, is called Andrew. Andrew has been stripped of his title as a prince, and he has been moved out of the royal lodge. Now, this is very, very humiliating. Let me start with BD. Andrew, he being the prince, he was also the prince of the Commonwealth, and Nigeria falls into that Commonwealth organization. Now, how do you people feel hearing that he's no more a prince and he's no more living in a royal house? BD, what have you done this story?
Honestly, when I read that news, I was surprised. I don't understand what is happening with these people. To this extent, this is a very big humiliation to a grown man. I'm just wondering how he will handling this. That's just my.
Oh dear. Okay, I think that's some technical faults there. George, we know the story goes back to all of that story of Epstein and Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah, go ahead. How do you see?
Well, what we heard is that the Duke of York now stripped of his prince title, packs his belongings at the Royal Lodge. The Grand Gates, once a symbol of his birthright, now mark the boundaries of a life he must leave behind. So a royal decree falls like a guillotine, severing Prince Andrew from his title and his home. The move from the Royal Lodge is more than an eviction. It is a banishment from the inner circle of the monarchy. So, with the king's order, Andrew's royal status is formally dissolved. The forfeiture of his prince title and eviction from the Royal Lodge complete his fall from grace, exiling him from the heart of the institution. Now, from a personal standpoint, I am not happy with the royal decree. I am not happy. The reason being that every single individual that was involved in Epstein, whether true or not, many of them are walking free. I know that this is a stain, but I think this is going too far. It's going too far. He that is without sin, let them throw the first stone at this man. I know this is but what I think they should have done was what they did in the past. They could just, to strip him of his royal title and take him away from that place. I think they're going too far. In my own estimation,
All right.
that's my humble personal opinion. You know,
That's your own opinion. Okay. Anyway, the family of the young lady, that lady see there in the picture, the one he has his hands wrapped around, he actually denies all of this. Andrew says this picture was Photoshop, and that's him there. That's his hands wrapped around that girl. That girl is called Virginia Giuffre. Now, Virginia Giuffre is no more. Also, she has passed on. She was involved in. Yes, and even though some people are saying it's not suicide, but yeah, suicide. So much controversy around this whole thing. But George, the thing here again is that Andrew has not admitted to this whole story, and there are too many evidence linking him, too many everything, pictures, videos, so many, and he not owning up, coming out to even apologize or to people and say, okay, this was in his young days, he's sorry. I mean, that could have probably changed this story now, but he has kept to his statement that it's not him.
Has Trump admitted to any of his mess that he did?
Okay,
all the rumors about President Trump. Did he not elect? Was he not elected the president of the United States of America and still today being the president? Has he admitted to any of the things we've heard?
But the British people have a different style. These are people that have come off age.
They've gone too far. They've gone too far.
No, George. I think it's good. This serves to all royal home, all the royalties. I mean, you need to checkmate people. People can't behave anyhow because they are.
Listen, there are ways of punishing somebody or having them to go through the pain of maybe misbehavior or whatever the case might be. But the fact is that I believe there are too many scandals with the royal family, and that's the reason why they're trying to save face. Are they making him an scapegoat? Look at one of the sons of the king. Is he in good terms with the king? Did he not come out and say a lot of things against the royal family? So I mean, I think
Harry. You're talking of Harry.
Listen to me. They are not angels. They are not God. They are humans. They are subject to.
But they also, when there are excesses, they should be checked. BD, go ahead. You were talking when your network, you had that.
Yeah, what I was saying is that I wonder how he will take that action. Do you understand? Now, dethroning him and stripping him the princeship is the one that I'm actually so concerned about. Like, story has it that him himself, he has not been fair to the throne. His statements, the slander, that it's too much. So that's why I said I feel for him, but I want to read from him. I've not actually read from him. I want to hear where he's coming from. But it's what it is. It's what it is. It's the kingdom. Like Sir George, I had him saying as I'm coming in that they are human beings.
Yes.
Anybody can make mistakes. So it's that.
I know that to whom much is given, much is also required.
I can't. I feel for him.
I mean, these things happened when he was much younger. Okay, it's not like okay, well, because a lot of times, look at what's happening between Prince Williams and his younger brother. Look at what is going on. You see, sometimes when you are in that royal family and somebody is having the crown, it's almost like you are still bound by all these restrictions, and you can't even be human. I mean, I can understand, that this man did something wrong. I believe he was guilty, but to strip him of his royal and chase him away from the king, I think it was too much. I believe it was too much.
Provisions were made for him. Provisions were made for him to go to another apartment, but even though it's of a lesser prestige, but he has not like he was left in the dark and left in the street.
The point about it is the man can never be poor. He can never be poor.
That title is strip him of that title is everything. You can give him everything, but that title, strip him of that title is everything. I'm telling you.
But like you said, he's still the son of the royal home, and allowances, something still comes to him, even though he has been stripped off of his title and picking up the big house, but he's gone to another cottage. Beautiful place too, big place. But I mean, this is what it is. So, because this is it. Buckingham Palace says the King Charles, has initiated the formal process of making his brother to be known only as Andrew Morton Winson. Andrew, he's no more called Andrew, Prince Andrew, or Andrew
the reason
Mobad.
why I'm saying what I'm saying is this: we are sons, we are royal priesthood, we are sons and daughters of God. When you belong to Almighty God, okay. So
Good.
God also frowns when we do things wrong, but He's tended with mercy. He's tended with mercy. So the point I'm making is this: the royal crown, the royal justice ought to be tendered with a little mercy. To
Thank you.
completely of everything. It's not as I don't like that. I personally don't like that.
That's you, George. Your personal view. Gentlemen, let's continue to appreciate our viewers that are making comments. They're part of us too. Ifunaya, am I correct? Ifunaya Amaka is still on with us. Ifunaya says, I think he wants to say BD. BD is right. The longest serving president is Teodoro Obiang Nungo Mombusungo. Yes, that's the Equatorial Guinea president. That's true. I mean, Africa has too many of those old people. They've been there for years and years, and now wow, they will say. All right, guys, let's move on to other stories. George, we heard other things happening. There's something we're going to both discuss before we come to the story, to this story. But let's talk about Ethiopia. Ethiopia says they slashed foreign debt by 80% and declared that the country is growing without loan. The country of Ethiopia is growing without loan. Ethiopia, like we all know, is that very beautiful country. We call it the Horn of Africa. And actually, in 2023, I know Ethiopia was really down on foreign debt, was almost $23 billion. But today, the Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed has announced that the country's foreign debt has dropped and that things look like it's taking shape. Gentlemen, let's talk about Ethiopia. George, what do you know about this story? Ethiopia is doing it without borrowing money. Nigeria can do it too if we serious.
Well, they're saying that that Ethiopia has achieved a massive 80% reduction in foreign debt burden, a monumental financial reset. Actually, the nation is now championing a new economic philosophy of growth. Okay, of growth. They're championing it. So a philosophy of growth without loans, vowing to forward development through internal means. The bold declaration signals a strategic pivot over from dependency on foreign lending and towards a model of self-reliant expansion. Now, the question you're going to ask yourself is this: if Ethiopia is doing this, last month we saw that there was another loan request sent to the House for approval. Now we also reading that 2 point something billion. The president is requesting 2 point something billion. From a loan. From foreign government or foreign banks. So what we're asking ourselves is this: when are we going to actually achieve our own loan reduction and start dealing from internal? Because as the giant of Africa, we ought to be loan free. We have more than enough resources to manage our affairs very well. So let us look and copy Ethiopia so that we can stop, because most of the money that we are actually budgeting is to service these loans that we're taking from the foreign firms. So we need to do something better than what we're doing.
BD, so Ethiopia has done this. Nigeria can do it. Yes, we can. We can self-generate our own fund, self-improve our system, our economic system, and move on like Ethiopia says it's done.
Of course, Of course, we have the capacity to do it, even doing more than Ethiopia. This Ethiopia we are talking about now, few years ago, had a lot of loans hanging on their neck, but they came up and made the decision that enough. Do you understand? Enough that we no longer want this thing. The Ethiopian Prime Minister Aloy Abe, who announced on October that the country foreign debt has dramatically reduced. They actually said it has reduced from 23 billion naira to 4.5 billion. Do you understand? Within a period of few months. It is an intentional thing. They plan it and they are doing it and they are succeeding. And when you look at what is happening mostly in Africa, it is very, very, very easy for Africans to do it because this country that are giving us this loan, they are using our money to give us this loan. They come, they collect our money, they refine it, they give it to us as loan. So we can actually do it if we put our hands together. But the problem is that we have refused to come together to put our hands together. So we can do it if we want. Congratulations to Ethiopia. Yeah.
Well,
Congratulations.
based on renewed hope, we're seeing that inflation is falling is coming down in Nigeria. As much as it's not trickled down to
Sajid,
the
you don't
bottom.
come.
Yeah, well, I mean, say, listen, whether we like it or not, things are getting better now than what it was originally, and we cannot blame the current government completely because they inherited a very devastated, economy from a sleeping ex-president. He was sleeping while he was ruling. So, I mean, what we can accuse this current government about is acting without planning. But as for there are so many plans that they have put in place that is stabilizing our economy. It's not good. It doesn't look good. People are still suffering. People are still dying in our country. But I think that is a positive trajectory that is moving us towards something that is better than what it was before.
Okay. Thank you very much, George. Thank you, BD. BD, let's
Well, I
crop
will
up.
agree with
Let's
you
crop
because he
up.
said,
Uh,
uh,
So go ahead,
yes.
Billy.
I said I will agree with Sir
Mhm.
George based on its looking, based on its looking because Nigerians are not feeling it. And for someone like me, I'm still watching until I start feeling that. I'm not just saying personally,
Okay.
until I start seeing that Nigerians are beginning to feel this good effect or this renewed hope they are promising us. But as it stands now, Nigerians are not feeling it. So I will not say it's working. Now, telling me that we will not blame the present government, I will totally disagree with you because the present government was part of the government of Buhari administration that everybody is blaming. And all the people that's in power now, let's take a look. Let's take a look at them. They've been in power for years. So I blame
All of them.
them. Do you understand?
Okay.
Until when you face off these people that are in power, bring in a new young Nigerians, and hey, you say you can't blame them. I agree with you, but as of now, I am blaming them, and I'll still blame them tomorrow, and I'll still blame them next tomorrow and next year
Bola
to come
Ahmed,
until things
Bola
take
Ahmed
a drastic
Tinubu,
change in this country. Yes.
Bola Ahmed Tinubu was not the decision maker for 8 years of Buhari's government. He was not. Buhari did what he wanted to do, which was nothing.
It's okay.
Which
I
was
agree
nothing,
with you.
All
unfortunately.
right, gentlemen. Let's use the little time we have to talk on something they are bringing out to the fore in Nigeria. A woman came out yesterday and said the gambling addiction in Nigeria is now a mental, now causing mental disorder. It's not an issue. She says, like people will want to get addicted to cigarettes or the tobacco or anything. This is how gambling has become in Nigeria. BD, let me start with you. The woman there is called Pamela Udoka. Udoka says she's a clinical psychologist. She's warning that gambling is becoming an addiction that leads to a lot of things too, like social pressures and highs and stress. Um, is it true? Are Nigerians gambling their lives away? Is it what is the cause? Let's hear from you.
But it is totally true. It is 280% true what she said. And Nigerian government are
Okay.
doing it intentionally. If this thing now, this topic, we treated it early last year, early 2024. if you know the number of what is it? One number of certificates for gambling Nigerian government has given out just within the space of 5 years, then you cry for Nigerian government. You cry for Nigerians. If you know it, they are opening new gambling offices, new gambling outlets in Nigeria. Companies are folding up, and people are opening gambling joints, gambling outlets. When you go there every day in the morning, you see our young people sleeping there. They will gamble out their lives. Some will sell their phones. Some will. There was one. I was working one day. There was problem. I stopped by to check. A guy sold his jean, his shirt, and it's still owing. The other guy was saying that he must bring out his boxers. That's how bad it is. Go to all these gambling outlets, you see them. It is very common in Nigeria today. Last 3 years, a man gave up his own daughter. Do you understand? Use the own daughter to bet. It's very common in Nigeria now. And they have made it that Nigerians now believe so much in it. You know, you have like 500 people gamble for 1 year, and within that 1 year, they will now give one person 1 million. Now, igniting the hope of others. Let me keep gambling. I will win one day. You see that thing? It is a systematic approach they are using to hold Nigerians down. It has destroyed our young people. It is a stigma. It is a very big problem, but a lot of people are not saying it.
We can't blame the government for everything. People have choices. You are created as a free moral agent to use your own volition of choice. What are you talking?
I totally disagree to that.
No. So wait a minute. I live in Canada. I've lived in the US. I lived around the world. Gambling is all over the place. I have friends personally right now that are Nigerians that have been gambling, and I met some of them that have gone, from the mountain to the valley. So it is I personally, sometimes I have gone there with them, but I don't do anything because I know that this thing can actually take over your mind. So what we're talking about, that Nigeria has officially classified gambling addiction as a mental health disorder. It is all over the world. There's no country you will go to, except maybe some of these Arabian countries or Muslim countries, where you will not see it. Here in Canada, we have a lot of gambling depots where you can go play with all kinds of jackpots or whatever the case might be. So let's stop blaming the government for everything. People still have their own decision to make. You can decide to go and jump off the river, or jump off the bridge. You're gonna blame the government for your decision to kill yourself? Come on now. People still
okay,
have
but in Udoka's case, Udoka is not blaming the government. Udoka is only bringing it to light that this thing is
bringing
now
it to light that yes, it's a mental health disorder. It's a stronghold. It's a stronghold. You cannot blame the government for everything.
Now,
Yes,
I like you said. I like you noted some countries where you might not see the gambling. I agree with you. Yes, you cannot blame government in everything, but let me tell you how you blame government. In UK, in US, in all these countries you mentioned, that gambling is a normal thing, it's your choice. Those countries, they already have a stable system. Do you understand? They have a good education. This is a country where how many Nigerians have a good education? How many of Nigeria have a regulating body? Even in those countries you see, they have regulatory body that regulate them. In Nigeria here, we don't have good education. People can't even make good decision on themselves. We don't have good regulatory bodies. People just come and do anything and get away. Now, if you know you have a country like that, there are things you don't allow to come into your country.
George,
because you know it will
get what she's saying.
One of those things in Nigeria.
Listen, I hear her.
People are not mentally strong to make a healthy decision for themselves. Why would you allow gambling in our country like that? People are gambling away their lives.
Whether you officially allow it or not. In 1999, I came back to Nigeria. In Ikeja, I was taken to a gambling depot. It was there. It's been there for many, many years. So all I'm telling you is, Let's take responsibility to our own choices. Let's be accountable to ourselves. Not everybody, you have millions of Nigerians out there. So you have a handful of people that are addicted to gambling. They have it here. I know a young man who borrowed money from me that they were about to, take away his home. And I loaned him $1,500. And when I loaned him that money, because he said the following week he was going to get a pay, $5,000 pay. Do you know what happened? I loaned him the money. Guess what? The following week, he got $5,000, like he told
What
me.
happened?
No, watch this now. Now, he told me to come and collect my money. I delayed 30 minutes in traffic because traffic was heavy. He left, he went to the gambling depot and wasted that money that night and ran away from me for 6 months. I have to trace him down. I had somebody to go and hijack his car. They parked across. They took cars and parked in front and in back. I waited until he showed up. So it's all over. And this person is from Nigeria. An Igbo man. An Igbo man. So,
Look, that 30 minutes you delay, you just snapped.
as a matter of fact, the
We took your money away.
the person is from your village. The person is from my village. For me to say,
Okay, gambling.
This is interesting. But anyway, we need to also tell our fellow brothers and sisters in Nigeria. We need to let them know
women
that.
gamble in Nigeria too. Women.
Yeah, they say it's now an epidemic. I mean, everybody's doing it. Young, old, school children, adults, everybody. So, but we need to tell them too, because like BD said, what I'm taking in from BD's speech, George, is Nigeria is not, is still a very fragile state. Things are not regulated. For example, we know of the Binance guy came, did his baga, took people's money away. So people might just be doing this and losing out, and eventually they'll affect their health, their life.
Where I will join with Bidi, where I will agree with Bidi in the aspect of people are desperate.
Okay.
They want a financial breakthrough, and this is one way they feel like they might be able to get it. Taking chances because of what is going on, the financial difficulties and economic difficulties in Nigeria. I will agree with you there that people are desperate and they do desperate things. I agree.
That's cool.
But we cannot blame the government. It's still on the individual choices. Yes, I go with them.
Man.
You know what they do? Let me tell you what they do sometimes.
They should stop giving gambling certificates out. Government should stop giving gambling certificate out to people.
Well, now that it's coming out that we need to break the stigma, and pave the way for a better access to professional help and support those struggling with it to deliver them from their own mess, because they are a royal mess.
All right, gentlemen, let's go. We've done our minutes. We've done our time. Thank you very much. But before we go, let's have those words for the weekend. BD, tell what's your last word for today to the viewers. Go ahead.
Well, my word is to Nigerians. My word to Nigerians is that be nice to people around you and be watchful for people around you. Most people cannot watch themselves. More especially in Nigeria now, our children are no longer safe. Our young girls, our young boys, and the problem is that they are being abused by the men and women who are supposed to protect them. Please watch out for our young children. They are no longer safe around us.
Oh, this one is another. This is very pathetic. George, go ahead.
Well, like I always said, I pray for the country that I'm living in, the country of Canada. I pray for the leadership. I pray for my own home country, my beloved Nigerian, for the federal government of Nigeria, starting from Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Sir, I am praying for you that God will continue to grant you the wisdom and the strength and the boldness to take the mantle, to take the bull by the horn and take us to that paradise where we are supposed to be. And I pray all the way to all, allow me to pray now. So I'm praying for peace in Nigeria, that our country will become that we want. We want to come back home and help you and make it a conducive environment for such. Doctors are running, engineers are running, architects are running. We want to run back home. Home is still home. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Asiwaju, I'm praying for you and your family, for your safety, and for the wisdom of God to continue to guide you and lead you and direct you. In Jesus' name.
Thank you. Amen. That's Pastor George Chuku. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Viewers, thank you for tuning in. It's been wonderful here with the stories and all the updates, and George's story too. Well, we'll come again on Monday between the lines 8 o'clock Nigerian time. Between the line 8 o'clock Nigerian time. So we see you Monday. Thank you. Have a beautiful weekend.
Monday is
God
not
bless
8 o'clock Nigerian time, is it?
Oh, sorry. 7 o'clock Nigerian time. I mean,
Monday.
7 o'clock Nigerian time. Yes,
That's
Monday.
right.
7 o'clock Nigerian time. All right, then. So, bye-bye, BD. BD, thank you very much. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for your presence.